Hi and welcome to the 13th stage of this year's Tour de France. Today it's the second day in the Pyrenees and the stage goes from Pau to Lourdes. It might suit riders that are good in the downhill, riders like Samuel Sanchez or maybe even Thor Hushovd. My name is Dick Henderson and as always by my side our expert commentator Jim Jones. And we start our broadcast off with some recap footage. And as every day so far in the Tour de France, we had a breakaway. It took a long day before the breakaway got settled, but in that breakaway was Egoy Martinez from Euskaltel, Talabardon from Soya Sayasun, Jose Ivan Gutierrez from Movistar, and David Moncoutier from Cofidis. He also was the first man over the first mountain sprint and captured 2 points. Behind him came Egoy Martinez, who captured 1. On the second climb of the day, it was David Moncoutier again, who was the first over the line and captured 1 point. And before Col du Aubisque, it was time for the intermediate sprint. No fight in the breakaway group or the peloton. Talabardon was the first over the line and captured 20 points. And at the foot of Col du Aubisque, it was 4 minutes down to the peloton for the breakaway group, and David Moncoutier got to the front of the breakaway group and set the pace. He soon dropped the riders behind him. Then it was time for some action in the peloton, and Chris Horner, Christophe Kahn, David Arroyo and Rein Taramay got a little gap from the peloton, but were fairly soon caught. And further up Col du Aubisque, David Moncoutier kept the pace and stabilized the time gap down to the peloton. And in the peloton it was a high pace set by Rabobank and Leopard, and riders got dropped from behind. And over Col du Aubisque it was David Moncoutier who was the first rider over and captured 20 points and are starting to eat up the gap up to Romain Kreuziger. And 1 kilometer from the top it was Samuel Sanchez, Thomas Voeckler and Ryder Hesjedal who attacked from the peloton, and seeing as Samuel Sanchez has good downhill qualities, it was a smart move for him. Now it's time to end our recap footage and tune in live on today's stage of the Tour de France, brought to you by PCMNORWAY Productions. Hi and welcome back. We are now live on the 13th stage of this year's Tour de France, and the breakaway group are still holding off as Thomas Voeckler and Samuel Sanchez and of course Ryder Hesjedal are attacking away from the remainings of the first breakaway group. Sanchez is getting a gap now, Jim. Is he going to make it? He has excellent downhill skills.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big gap up to David Moncoutier, so I'm pretty sure that Sanchez will wheel him in. And he has great downhill ability, so maybe a stage win for Samuel Sanchez.
He is looking good right now as the race leader Andy Schleck is on the offensive once again. He don't have that great of downhill abilities, but he's catching up to... who was that?
Nicholas Roach.
Nicholas Roach, yeah, he has also attacked, and David Moncoutier at the front of the race, 103 down to the peloton. And Samuel Sanchez is catching up to him now. Over for Moncoutier.
Yeah, I think it's over for Moncoutier, but he's got some good points on the Climbers jersey.
Yeah.
So I think Kreuziger, he's not too happy with this, but...
maybe he's going for the general classification, so he don't really mind it. Who knows? And Samuel Sanchez just looks to blow by him. Or nice, he's sticking on the wheel as Andy Schleck is going once again. The race leader are on the offensive today. Not the stage you would expect people to attack each other on, seeing as it's 40 kilometers down to the finish line.
No, I can't see why Andy Schleck is attacking it. Well, you should just put Frank up to do the work, but maybe it's not a good enough downhill rider.
Yeah, and Contador is catching up to Wiggins' group. There is also Cunego and Horner, Chris Horner, who was on the offensive up to Col du Aubisque. Looks like he still got something left in his legs. And he has really been a surprise this year, Jim, Horner, but...
yeah, he's currently in 4th place, not too far behind.
2 minutes or something?
Yeah, and we could just see there was, what was it, 20 kilometers left to go?
Yeah, for Sanchez, Voeckler, Hesjedal, and the favorites with Andy Schleck, Contador, Horner and all those guys were half a minute down.
And you can see that Andy Schleck is just between them here.
Yeah,
he's going to get caught by the favorite group.
Yeah, and the peloton are chasing fairly good behind there. So who will take this stage? It's a pure sprint actually, with climbers.
I think if they get caught, maybe Samuel Sanchez has burned his energy. But there are not so many good finishers left in the peloton, so
maybe Samuel Sanchez. He got some punch, but
yeah, but he's been in the breakaway now for quite a while.
Yeah, and the Cat
Evans is not that much of a sprinter.
No.
Maybe rather like Luz-Ardiden Sanchez or Damiano Cunego.
Cunego got a good finish. Sure he does. And I don't know your favorite rider so far in the Tour de France, Jean Gadret. Is he a contender or?
He's not much of a contender in the sprint, but he's been. I think he's still in the peloton, and maybe he can do an attack at the end.
Yeah.
He's a French rider, so why not?
And we can see that Thomas Vuclair and Ryder Hesjedal are attacking with 10 kilometers to go, but Contador is up there with Samuel Sanchez, and they close the gap pretty fairly. And it's a known fact that Thomas Vuclair always attacks at the end of a climb to keep the speed throughout the flats and maybe the downhill. He did that tactic now, but Robert Gesink, it's chaos in the peloton, Jim. Could a group actually get away, or is this a bunch sprint we are going to see with 8 kilometers
I think it's
to go?
going to be a bunch sprint with a lot of favorites in it. So, but I don't think we will be seeing organized trained. Or maybe for Leopard, they got like five riders left in the favorites group.
Yeah, they are a strong team, and we are getting closer and closer to the finish line. Jim Vinokourov, he's shown so far in the Tour de France with 5 kilometers to go that he's a good bunch sprinter, at least at select groups. Could he maybe take this one?
Maybe he can take this one. He's well, at least he has to get a good position, and it seems like it's Leopard Trek doing the lead out here for Andy or Frank.
Yeah, they are, and they are practically just defending the leader's jersey as we are getting close to the finish now. We can see that all of the favorites are at the front, the climbers' favorite, not the sprinters. And it's Frank Schleck going with Rein Taramay on his wheel. He's getting a big gap. Could this be Frank Schleck's big day? It's 100 meters left to go. Taramay is unable to close the gap, but Jean Gadret is coming with Chris Horner and Samuel Sanchez on his wheel. Is this going to be Jean Gadret? It's going to be close. I think it was Chris Horner actually. Chris Horner, Jim.
No one managed to put their hands in the air, so it was definitely close. Here you can see.
Chris Horner.
This is the closest sprint we have so far in the tour. You can just say no one of them are a really good sprinter here. But Chris Horner in front of Jean Gadret.
That was
I didn't see that one coming.
Amazing, actually.
Amazing tour so far for Chris Horner there.
Yeah, he got the stage win and is still in the top 5 in the general classification. Ivan Basso and Jürgen van der Broek came fast at the end, but they went too late. Andy Schleck still in the yellow leader jersey, and I think Edvald Bostenhagen is still in the green jersey. No, none of the climbers.
Yeah, I think it's 29 points in front of his Norwegian companion, Thor Hushovd.
Yes, he is. And Roman Kreuziger should still keep the climbers jersey in front of David Moncoutier.
Did you see that the gap has been small? It's much smaller now.
Yeah, it's much slimmer. And Robert Gesink still in the white jersey. And Radio Shack is still the best team so far. On behalf of PCM Norway Productions, thank you for tuning in on today's stage. Arrivederci! And David Moncoutier kept the pace up Col du Aubisque. Pretty high pace, keeping the time gap down to the... Helvete!